take a minute to get in the mix. I think that's probably good.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? You are watching and listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition. That's right. We're here every Wednesday night. I am your host, Stevie, alongside Kodi Maurice Doggette. How the hell you doing, Kodi?
Hello, darling. I'm doing wonderful. I'm so happy to have you back. Oh my God, thank you.
Well, and thank you for covering for me last week. You and our special guest host, Teddy Alexis Rodriguez, did
Yes.
such an amazing job.
Oh,
I
thank you. We had so
edited
much
the
fun.
show and was laughing the whole time. You guys
Yay.
really got your groove on. It was such a great episode. So thank you for
Thank you.
covering for me. I had such a fun time listening to it.
Thank you,
But
babe.
I am.
We missed you, though. We definitely
Aw,
missed you.
thank you. Yes, I missed you guys too. But I am back, and I am not back in New York City. I'm in Las Vegas. The reason why I'm here is I'm here for the podcast movement. This year's entitled 2023 Evolutions. It's my first podcast conference ever, and boy, today I got out of class, honey, and learned so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's learned. She's back in high school. I mean college. You better
Don't worry, you can keep your job because turns out you're needed.
Phew.
Yes, exactly. So I'm really excited about that. I'm in Sin City. What better place to be for a sex positive podcast?
Oh yeah.
Funny story though, they have these meetup groups, and I went right before this show because it's of course 6:00 here on the West Coast. I wanted to go down for 30 minutes because they have meetup groups post.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so one of them was a sex positive meetup group that is in the International Bar here at Westgate Hotel. And as I went down there, it's like everybody, because everyone's drinking now, but everybody from the podcast. And I scouted out my one Latino bartender that he knows what I want, and and so he knows I'm not going to play the slot machine because you get free liquor if you do that, but you only get well liquor.
Oh, okay.
And I have
You're like, no.
He's like, because if you can get like free liquor if you do it. I'm like, right, but no, let's just do Casamigos. And he's like, do you want two? He saw me around. I'm like, yes, make two. So anyway,
Nice.
but I couldn't find this meetup group because there was no signs. But I met this gay guy from South Africa, and we had the greatest conversation. We chatted the whole time and exchanged numbers. So yeah, so it was a good meet. Yeah.
Hey, South Africa. How you doing?
Exactly. Absolutely. Well, we are live, of course, every Wednesday night on the Vocal platform. Couple new things on this platform we just want to share with you if you watch us live. And by the way, if you always want to know how to watch us live, we're here every Wednesday from 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. You can... We have this ability now to use AI, and we can ask questions in our little chat. So
did you see the question I put in the chat?
I did not. What did you ask?
I said, how many gay men are in the United States? And it said, unfortunately, we don't have a specific answer to this question, as estimates vary and reliable numbers on the LGBT. They missing the Q and the plus, but okay, I'm gonna let it slide.
Was episode 445.
That's right. They're difficult to quantify, but the Williams Institute at UCLA School of Law estimates that approximately 9 million people in the United States identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. That's
9
cool.
million.
I like that answer.
I feel more optimistic about getting laid tonight with that number. There's got to be a good...
are pretty good.
I am in Sin City. There is a party after this podcast I am going to at Dre's nightclub, so we'll see how I do. But fun. Yeah, so
I gotta come next week. Next year. I have to be there.
Yes, you're here with me. Absolutely. Yes. We got so much to talk about, and we got to get into it. And one of the things I always love to start with that I like to look into, and I know you like it too, is astrology.
Oh.
And the reason we want to talk about it this week, Out.com did a whole piece on this, saying that this week's full moon in Virgo brings clarity to chaos.
Oh.
Yep. So this week's full moon in the orderly, nurturing sign of Virgo is bringing clarity to chaos, illuminating the many imperfections we try so hard to subdue. So instead of trying to manage disorder, try being more tolerant and accepting. You might find that embracing things that you can't control actually makes them easier to bear. The energy of this full moon makes positive change easier to implement. So let go of burdens that are no longer serving you or never were yours to bear. And some of the other things that'll bring out transformation is Saturn. So Saturn's been in a lot of people's signs, and it's shifting out of its comfort zone, which was in Pisces. Saturn rules Aquarius and Capricorn, where it spent the better part of the past 6 years, making our lives, according to this article, miserable, both collectively and individually. We're talking about the pandemic, Trump, all those things, whatever was going on in your personal lives. Well, Saturn pushes out, is getting out our limits, and here we're in a new era. So Saturn's not the most comfortable in Pisces. Saturn loves boundaries, and Pisces has none. Saturn is all about structure and responsibility, while Pisces can't make up its mind. So what does this mean for the next 3 years? So Saturn will work to dispel some of our illusions while in Pisces, bringing order to this more nebulous sign. And it will help us bring our visions to life, pushing us. Yeah. And so you want to lean into Saturn for support and Pisces for inspiration, work hard and be idealistic. I like these.
I love this. I need this in my life. So anything to kind of motivate you, and I think it could be a good thing.
And
So
let me read your specific sign projection,
fabulous.
Kodi, as you are
Okay.
a Cancer.
I am, darling.
In your third house of communication, the Virgo full moon has you paying close attention to the information you're receiving on all levels. An important discovery of realization is afoot, so learn to listen instead of project.
Oh man. Well, that's going to be tough for me.
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but I find you
All
a good
right.
listener.
I am a good listener, but I'm also a really good projector too.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? And mine, of course, Capricorn, a Virgo full
Capricorn.
moon in your 9th house of purpose encourages you to broaden your mind by abandoning any beliefs that hold you back. So letting yourself be challenged intellectually doesn't denote limitations, it builds strength. I like that,
I
particularly.
love that. Yours is really good. Mine is like, you better learn to listen, bitch.
No, you can take what you want from it. I'll post the rest of this on TAGSPodcast.com, episode 446, so you could read your signs projection. Okay, time to move on. And I couldn't help but notice my favorite Madonna is rumored to, well, not even rumored anymore. It's confirmed because she confirmed it. She is dating boxer Joshua Popper. They made a joke in there because she was doing poppers on her Instagram story recently as she was like doing a live stream, and so I think she like manifested Joshua Popper into her live. Apparently one of her children is taking boxing lessons, and that's how she got introduced to him. She just was dating 23-year-old model Andrew Darnell. They ended that, and now she's with Joshua, who I believe is 27. He's really hot and sexy. I know, right? It just gives me hope too that I think as age ain't nothing but a number, Kodi. And I think at 52, I'm trying to live my best life, and I keep drawing these younger men, and I think Madonna's always leading us down the path. She has always been leading me from the 80s into now here we are 2023. and I am definitely for the younger set, and I don't want to date my age.
If they got it all going on, of course we do. But I get what you're saying. I'm dating a younger man myself. But I think that she's doing amazing. So me and her are on the same wavelength. Younger for me, I'm doing good, and I think that the guy is so hot. So why the heck not? The only thing I have
Uh-oh,
to
here we
say,
go.
the only thing is, if I was her son
Yeah.
and she was dating my boxing coach, I would be like, Mom, why are you dating my boxing coach? Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was probably about 20. My mother started dating somebody that was 2 months older than me.
Oh, wow. Did
It
it
was
bother you?
it was a little bit awkward because he would come to the house and he would always be there, and our birthdays are like 2 weeks apart or something like that. He was, and it was kind of ridiculous, but he was good looking. So I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, good for you, mom. Good for you. He's hot.
Good. And I have a feeling with Madonna's case, her son, if it's the one I'm thinking of, who's 17, is
Mhm.
all about dressing, looking up to his mom and would be
And
for it.
empowerment.
And
Yeah.
right, she adopted these kids, and they are pretty progressive.
Yeah.
We are live, and we are in front of a live virtual audience who are commenting all the time. And one Eli watching us says, "I'm 46, and my boyfriend will be 29 in April."
Get it,
Okay,
Eli. I
Eli.
love it.
Exactly. I love that. Yeah, exactly. Good for you. That's how I kind of want to approach this situation too. Okay. Well, we definitely also want to shout out to, if since we're in entertainment land for the second, is to Hot Daddy, not my words. He's accepted the term, Pedro Pascal. We talked about him on a recent show. He's accepted his daddy-ism. He's in the new show you're watching, Kodi,
Yes.
correct?
I was just gonna ask you, are you watching the new show, The Last of Us,
I'm
on
not yet,
HBO?
and I think I think they're approaching their season finale soon, and I'm just gonna have to binge it when I get back,
Yeah. It's
and
so good.
which
It's
will be
so
fun to
gay.
do. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But he recently got more perks and love from the LGBTQ plus community when he
Mhm.
posted the flag that represents all of us. It's the current LGBTQ plus pride flag, and it's because Pedro has a trans sibling, and so
Yes.
he a
His
trans
sister.
sister, Lux Pascal, and he has previously spoken out in support of her. He is also aware that he has quite a following amongst the gay audience, and it just sent Twitter and everybody wild. He seems like such a cool guy, Cody.
Oh, yeah.
TMZ caught up with him recently, and not only did he sign someone's autograph, but he answered their questions. He could not have been nicer and more. He's living his best life right now. They call him
Mhm.
daddy. He's like, I could be your daddy. And it's
Which is
and
the
it's
best
not
answer, honestly.
right, and it's not queer baiting. Like we love to throw that word around. It's we've decided we like him, and he's an
Yeah.
ally to our community. And it just so happens he's so hot as fuck that we're all
Right?
into him. So
You gotta watch The Last of Us. I was watching it by myself because Joe doesn't really like scary movies or scary shows, but when I got to
all
episode
right.
3 is so beautiful. It took me through so many emotions, and I had to stop watching it after that episode, of course. I had to finish the episode, and then I had to go back and say, "Babe, we have to watch it together." And we're about halfway through now. It is just so good. It's so beautiful. And like I said, it's so gay because many other gay things besides that one episode happens. But Pedro Pascal is just so amazing. He's lovely. He's always been a supporter of the community. So, and I'm sure in no small part due to his sister. So I love him. Hello? Steve? Uh-oh. Am I frozen? Okay. Okay. So it's Steve. Yes, Steve, you're frozen. So okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Let me text Steve really quick. All right. So, but moving on, the next story is, and I don't really do this one without Steve, so I might. Let's see. Hold on 1 second, guys. We're having some technical difficulties. Okay. All right. So, next story. Daddy. Nope. Austin Austin Wolf's body count is Guinness World Records worthy. This comes from Instinct magazine. Just to be clear, we're not slut shaming, but porn star and entrepreneur Austin Wolf just gagged us all, no pun intended, when he decided to reveal his body count. Wolf was interviewed by popular social media personality Art Bezruvenko, where he asked the adult performer how many men he has slept with. Austin was asked by Art, "What's your body count?" which led to Austin having to do some math to figure it out. He's not alone in that, I can tell you that much. After starting off by saying 2 a day, the eventual number is in the 7,000 to 9,000 range, and Art's jaw just dropped. And I'm sure, like the rest of us, we can understand why. Steve, are you back?
I am, yeah.
Hi, baby.
I thought you were frozen the whole time, and
that's what happened.
I was frozen the whole time.
Yes, baby.
Oh, I spent the whole time thinking because it keeps it on my side.
Yeah, it keeps going. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm with bad Wi-Fi here in Vegas, apparently. So sorry about that. But yeah, so we wanted to talk about this episode or this topic because how many did he say he had?
7,000. I just got to that part, and the guy that was interviewing him was just aghast, and his mouth was agape. And we wanted to talk about.
That's such a weird. It's not a weird question to ask a porn performer.
Okay,
that question.
You don't think so?
I mean, I guess it's really not that weird. And like if somebody just asked somebody else, how many have you had? It's a little out of context, and why do you want to know? But it is what he does. I think the way Austin handled that question, and again, I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com, was brilliant because he didn't flinch a minute. He was drinking a water. He had to do the math in his head, but it wasn't like he didn't give a side eye. He didn't do anything like that. He did his best to give kind of a calculation. And the best part was he said, well, at 2 guys a day, let me do the math.
Carry the 2.
Math's not my strength, but I think if I could recall, that brings me up to about 7 to 9. I mean, the way he handled that answer was brilliant. I think as gay men, our community is, we just, if somebody asked me that, I would have a tough time answering that. And I would be kind of.
So, Steve, if you had to do the calculations, what would be your number, Steve?
Well, they were on recently on the Vakaya cruise line.
Multiply by 3.
It was like, here I am at Vegas. Ding, 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 ding. I accrued a whole new set of numbers. But unlike Austin, and I have 2 things to say, and then I want to hear from you.
Okay.
Unlike Austin, he's doing this for content. He's been a porn star. Now he does more OnlyFans just for fans, including his own site that he created for this exact type of content. So he needs to produce this content every day. I'm more of in periods, kind of like that slot machine. Obviously on the Vakaya cruise line, I was, tons, like at the red light district.
Yes.
There's been periods of time a little bit more drier, and I'm fine with that. It wasn't like, I was lamenting the fact maybe I was masturbating more.
Yeah.
But so mine's kind of like algorithms up and down a little bit. And the other thing I'll say about Austin is I'm one of those 7,000 people that he is talking about because I did sleep with him.
Yes.
And it was amazing, but I paid for it because this is back when and this is probably why his numbers were higher, because he was on Rent Boy back in the day. And I told this story a long time ago, but for my birthday present, I had a huge crush on him, and I thought it would be fun to hire Austin Wolf on my birthday, and I did do just that. And he could not have been more accommodating in many ways, and it was really great sex. We had a great time together. And I think I told the story before where I walked into his apartment. He greeted me like with welcome arms, that big hulking guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had to walk to his bedroom. Well, as we walked to his bedroom, we passed by the living room. And who was sitting in the living room watching TV was his boyfriend, who he's still boyfriends with. And I'm like, oh my God. And you know what we're about to do? Not like Austin.
You know what?
I paid for him too.
I mean, maybe you could have got a 2-for-1 special. I don't know.
What are your thoughts? Oh, but how does the number affect you, and what's your number body count, as they like to say?
Well, darling, I have to have some criteria because I need to know, does oral count? Does group things count?
That's sex. Okay. Group gets you more ding, ding,
I
ding,
know.
ding.
That's why mine is getting up there in the, not as high as Austin Wolf's, of course, but mine is pretty much up there because I would estimate it's around 250 to 300. Is that?
That's it. That was 2020 for me.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, who knows, really, right? I mean,
yeah, who knows, really? When I was 20 years old, it was so much easier to count. But now that I'm in my 40s, no, I have no idea, honestly, because like you said, oral counts. Going to sex parties, all that types of things counts. And there was a time when I first moved to New York, I know that I racked up at least 50 in 1 year because I had just broken up with my boyfriend. I had just moved to New York. I was living that Sex in the City life, heavy on the sex. Because I'm telling you, I had a good time that year. So I know at least 50 in that year.
I love it. Okay. Well, we have to move on this Wednesday night.
Wait, you didn't say your number. Oh, you said you don't have a calculation.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. I don't
estimate like me and Austin did.
It's in the.
I'm not letting you out of this.
I mean, wow, would 1,000 be like nuts?
Wow.
I mean, it can't be 1,000.
Get it.
I'm 10 years older than you, so there could be that. I don't know. It's a hard question. I think it was bold of that reporter to ask, and then again, not bold because it's a sex worker, right? And I just still love how he handled that question.
We'll just go with 999 for you.
There you go. Let's keep it at that. I like it. Audience, we want to hear from you. What's your body count if you had to project and guesstimate, I guess we'll call it. And in the meantime, I have to talk about this next subject because I love it. Scientists are saying that men should ejaculate at least, get this, 21 times per month. Kodi, not per day, per month.
Oh, boo. It's only twice for me today. Wait, what?
So, yeah, well, there you go. You're on your way. So researchers at the University of California, UCLA essentially, surveyed 587 men who had taken part in the abstinence practice. And what they found was that men said they felt worthless, shame, sad, and in some cases suicidal when they relapsed. They were also more likely to report erectile dysfunction. So experts support occasional masturbation and sex for its many health benefits. One Harvard University study found that men who ejaculate at least 21 times a month slash their risk of prostate cancer by a third. That
Wow.
alone, right?
Yeah.
That alone.
Take care of yourself.
And
Literally.
medical professionals urge people to undertake the habit occasionally, saying it can help to reduce stress, improve self-esteem, and even for men to reduce prostate cancer. I just love that alone. I think that, you know, we always encourage people to get checked up,
Mhm.
and if experts, Harvard, that's good enough for me.
Right?
But the other thing is things like depression and, thoughts of that. There's been many a time where the stress is building up, or I just feel this buildup. And I had a friend that she really abdicated for keeping it in, and the energy. What's that called when you keep it all in? And
Mhm.
tantra, essentially, and the energy that can be produced with all of that sexual energy flowing through your body. Honey, I can't keep it all in. I gotta release. And the thing is, I get where they're going with this, and I've done some tantric play, and we definitely have people on the show that talk about the benefits of tantric and building up that and then releasing it down. But ultimately, I got to release it out because I just feel it just it helps me
Yeah.
mentally.
Oh,
And
yeah.
how about with you? What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, I agree
20
with
21 times a month or a day?
I mean, I try to do it as much as possible. I used to be at 30 times a month and sometimes 35 times a month. Every day I had to ejaculate. Now that I have a boyfriend, his butt can't take it. So oh my gosh, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for saying that. But oh well.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, so I definitely feel you on that. I think that when I don't come on a regular basis, I won't say every single day now, but I am coming on a regular basis now. I think that I start to get into a state of mind where everything is moving too fast for me. I don't know. It's a weird state of mind for me, but I think that I have too much pent up energy. So I have to ejaculate as at least every other day, I would say. Every other day is good for me. And it's called semen retention is what you were talking about when you have to when you people say that it's better that you hold your ejaculation, and it says supposed is for clarity, but for me it does the exact opposite. It doesn't make me as clear.
Yeah, and it's energy you can generate a lot of energy in certain
Hmm.
mindsets that can really be help you with so many other things. I've asked my former personal trainer at times, is it good, and he's a sex bot himself, is it
Hmm.
good to ejaculate before you work out or after? He said, in general, no, but he says, if it helps you out, go ahead. So
Yeah, that's what I was going to say also. It's different for everybody.
it's
So
different. Yeah.
if you find that it helps you to ejaculate every single day, then do that. If you find that it's better if you hold on to your semen retention, or
Yeah.
if then make sure that you just take care of yourself in any way, form, or fashion that is best and most conducive for your life, I would say.
I love it. And again, Eli, sounding off on the topic, says, sounds like I'll have to have my boyfriend help me stay healthy. Doctor's orders. Yep. Let him know the
That's right.
benefits and proceed without caution, is what I
Thank you,
have to
Dr.
say.
Zithmore.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Okay. We have to move on. And I could not help but read this recent Reddit thread. Or actually, it wasn't even Reddit. It was, they wrote into Queerty and they wrote, I steal all of my tricks underwear. Am I a freak? So they wrote in to Queerty and they asked the question, I'm embarrassed to tell anyone about this, but I'm pretty sure I have a fetish. Whenever a guy comes over for a hookup, once the clothes hit the floor, I secretly hide his underwear in my bed. I grab it off the floor when he's in the bathroom and or not looking, and stuff it under the bottom fitted sheet against my mattress. Jeez, girl.
Oh, he's got a whole plan. Oh, wow.
Wow, devious. When he gets dressed later, I feign utter confusion about where his underwear might have gone when he tells me he can't find it and pretend to help him look all over the room. ultimately he leaves without it and chalks it up to one of those weird unsolved mysteries. I've done this at least a dozen times with different guys. When I'm not hosting, I try to stuff the latest Conquest underwear in my pocket on the way out the door. The reason I do this is because I find it such a turn on to collect them. They usually have a slight scent of warm man musk, and I find nothing hotter than a guy in his tight briefs or jockstrap. I now have a huge collection of these. Am I a freak? You are definitely not a freak for
See.
having a fetish. No, well, he's not a
Oh,
freak
okay.
for
Go.
having the fetish of loving men's underwear. And I have a story to back up what my freakish thing is.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a freak for that thing. I think he should just ask for it, though,
Yeah.
because you don't want to take someone's, you're essentially stealing their garments. And, that's not cool. I've had guys leave their under, like, I have a small collection. Again, I'm at 999, so anything under the sun goes pretty much. I've seen it, done it all. But the reality is, I even packed a pair of underwears that did not belong to me. In other words, I did not purchase them at the store. They were Tricks underwear.
Yeah.
But I did not steal them and put them underneath the mattress. They walked out the door and left them there, and they fit me. So I washed them, and they're part of my repertoire.
That's right. Maybe.
So, but I don't have an underwear fetish like that. What I do have is a sock, because I am into feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have not stolen people's socks before, but what I have done, and it's a little freakish and costly at times, there was a couple this is before, I haven't done this in a long time, but there were a couple bartenders in New York City, too, I can think of, that
Mm-hmm.
I had a little flirtation going on back and forth with
It's
them.
the
And I
best.
told them about my fetish, and for $20, I gave them, they went on their shift into the bathroom or wherever, the back area, took
Uh-huh.
off their shoes and socks and came back, and I gave them a 20, they gave me their socks, and they had been
Wow.
and I still have them. So, but one of them I didn't wash for a long time because it had that scent that I liked. And I finally
Oh,
washed them,
Steve.
and those, yeah, but guess what? I paid for it.
They're
For
yours.
And the
Yeah.
underwear,
It was consent. Consent was mutual.
yes, but I do think he should not feel freakish for liking that. He should just simply ask for what he wants. They may say no because they don't want to be flopping around on the subway on the way home, but they might say yes. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you 100%. I think that he's not a freak. He should just lean into it. I think, like Eli says, he's a klepto because that's part of the thrill for him is to kind of trick these guys into leaving a souvenir. I've had so many souvenirs from guys over the years, and one of my favorite
A
ones is when
souvenir is some crusty old cum on your arm that you didn't
oh,
realize.
but
That's a souvenir.
you
You,
wash that
you wash
off.
it off. Yeah, that's a souvenir.
Yes.
I had that the
Good.
other day. I was like, "What is on my
What?
arm?" I'm
Oh
like,
my goodness.
"Oh, I know what that is."
Or there are kids in your booty, but you drop those off at the pool. So I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, I totally agree. I think that he probably should just ask them for it. He should even do like you did and pay them for it because who would say no to I would like to keep your underwear as a souvenir of our time together. Can I just give you $20 for them and you can go get another pair, a newer pair.
Ah,
You know what?
right.
I would be so pissed if somebody took my good underwear because when I go out to the club, I am wearing my good underwear. If
Not
they
Fruit of the
just
Loom.
not the fruit of the looms.
You got the good stuff
I'm
on.
wearing the Breedwells. I'm wearing the pumped. I'm wearing all the good stuff.
You
Okay.
know what my favorite sidebar, in Fort Lauderdale, I bought Nasty Pig,
Oh, I
and
love
they
nasty
fit
pig.
really great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would be very pissed off if they just stole them, and then I found out that this guy wrote into Reddit and he's been stealing underwear. He stole my underwear. I would be so mad. I would go back to his house
Yeah,
and get.
right. Yeah, we want to know what you think. He's not a freak. He's just needs to not steal the
A little
person's.
devious.
A
Yes.
little devious, yeah, right. And if you hook up with this person again, they're gonna be like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah. I've been missing my underwear again. I can't
Right.
say honestly, I have stolen underwear before. I'm not 100% innocent, but I've learned, and I think that this guy should learn as well.
Exactly. Okay, well, that actually wasn't a Reddit thread, that was written into Queer Tea, and we took it from there. This next topic, a Reddit thread. It's one that you, Kodi, threw at me, and I said,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah.
absolutely, we got to talk about this." And they wrote, "Bottoms, what's the best way to make you come? My partner's pleasure always comes first for me, usually as a top. I just
Nice.
suck them or jerk them off to completion. But as I'm out of practice, I'm wondering, what else can I do to get you there?" So, do I understand this, that the top's asking how to get the bottom to come? Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes. And I sent this to you because yes, I'm curious. Yes, I think our listeners will, this is something that they can really sink their teeth into. But I'm asking for me as well because I want to make myself a better top. So I want to know everybody's opinion on this.
So before we get to ours, I want to read just a couple that came up to mind that I saw here. One of them just simply said, "Pound that male G spot vigorously and relentlessly." Okay.
Yes.
Somebody else wrote, "I like to put a
Guilty.
finger in there and drive my G spot wild." Some are. What else did they write? Well, there was a bunch of them. Well,
Yeah.
but
Can I say my
I
favorite one?
yeah, go ahead.
My favorite one is pay my rent. Then I love it. When I read that, I was off my rocker. I was like, you know what? You can make me come by paying my rent too. So I think that
I
that should be across the board, not just
mean,
for bottoms.
I told somebody the other day, just the other day, that we had been playing around for a long time. He spent the night. It was right before I was coming out here to
Mhm.
Vegas, and we just kept playing back and forth. And at some point, I woke up in the morning and we were playing some more, and I wanted to come, and I finally said, "Can we come?" He said, "Oh, it takes me a minute. I need to concentrate a little bit." I'm like, "All right, well, let's concentrate." So we just jacked off together. Well, his concentration was about 30 seconds. and
Oh,
but then he's like, he timed it together, "Let's come together," and we both were able to come at the same time.
isn't that so lovely?
Yeah. So
It's
that,
so
which was
great.
really hot. A
Indeed.
la
Yes.
Omar, let's come
Apollo?
together, Omar Apollo.
Yes.
Let's come together. But I
We're
have to
gonna manifest him in this year.
Please, I know. Don't get me started. But I think as a bottom, for me, what gets it sometimes can uh, a lot of bottoms like myself, and I'll just speak for myself. Sometimes I really just enjoy the experience so much, and it can take a little while, but you're just really getting into the whole experience, and it can take a really long time for me
Mhm.
these days to come. But in the past, what has made me come was on all fours and stroking my dick
Oh.
that way with a mirror and kissing, and
Oh.
then kissing them from behind. That whole combination sent me over edge, and that worked really well. So often, but it's hard to time it out, or for someone to say, "I want to see you come." And I think the tops shouldn't feel so pressured,
Mhm.
that sometimes the bottoms are really just enjoying all the experience, and then you can maybe come separately jacking off later,
Mhm.
and it can still be hot.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I definitely agree with you. I think the first thing that I would say as far as making a bottom come is talk to your bottom as much as possible because communication is key and it can be made really hot by communicating and being verbal with someone else during sex. So I say incorporate being verbal, making sure that you're going down the right road. That
Yeah,
always helps 100%. Also, you mentioned something about the P spot earlier and
right.
pounding out the P spot. Learn something about anatomy because I I actually did a little bit of reading. I did a little bit of research, and it is
Yes.
located about 2 inches in, kind of directly or kind of near where the balls are. So if you aim for the back of the balls, then I say then you should be golden as far as finding the P spot. And this is just my tips for how to make a bottom come or Joe.
I
Will come like that. Again, I'm in
love
trouble.
it.
So I just aim for the back of the balls with my penis. I gently massage it, and then I try and like pound that motherfucker out.
I love it. Yes, exactly. And I would say don't put too much pressure on it, or you could put pressure on it.
Hey.
yeah, but communication is great. Often not so easy to come with a new partner because you're just kind of figuring things out.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it's a pleasurable experience. And maybe you'll have a repeat performance usually with that person, which will be great. And you can jack off thinking about how hot it was, but don't put so much pressure on there.
And explore.
Ex-
Explore as much as possible.
Exactly. Okay, I want to do one more Reddit thread
Yeah.
before we get to thirst trap.
Okie dokie.
Cody, I want you to pick it out though. Which one did you want to
Mm,
do? Don't take too much time
I would
though.
say the one about the gay heightism.
Yeah, let's do
You wanna
that
do
one.
that
That
one?
was an interesting one.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So gay heightism is real, as this 4'10" Reddit user discovered the hard way. Essentially, they wrote in a forum, they pointed out, well, they said, excuse me, every time we think we've seen it all, there's terrible people on the internet. This person was trolled by a guy that ultimately said gross for being 4'10". There was only a snippet of the actual post, but essentially what the guy did was they were communicating, and when I guess the guy's height came about, right, Cody?
Mhm.
Um, he, excuse me,
He basically said that he was saying that it was gross to be 4'10", and he completely, uh, made him feel like he rejected him via however they were communicating.
yeah, and other Reddit users could relate as they responded. And one of them said, "My boyfriend is 5'3", and he either gets shit for it or guys love that he's that height. That I could get."
Mhm.
One commenter wrote, "I'm not too tall, but he's shorter than me, and it works well for us." Somebody else wrote, "Exactly. It's usually a complete turn off or a complete turn on." And it does fall into the category. I think I was surprised to see gay heightism as a whole thing,
Mhm.
but knowing our community, 9 times out of 10, I think we don't really care about the height too much. Like,
Mhm.
if I'm thinking of some of my female counterpart friends that they are of a certain height,
Yeah.
5'7" and taller. And for them, because of social construct, and I get it, they want taller than them. So
Yeah.
they don't want somebody that's going to be 4'10", generally
Mhm.
speaking. I feel like our community, it, I was surprised to see this, doesn't care as much. I
Yeah.
don't care about height. I like Austin Wolf, 6'4", 6'6",
Ooh.
whatever he is, tall. But I also like shorter, and then I like everything in between too. I've
Yeah.
been attracted to all heights. I was surprised when I saw that, but apparently it is a real thing at times. But for it's just one more thing to add to that horrible thing online. I mean, the person didn't have to say ew or ick or
Mhm.
gross. People can't help the height that they are. I mean,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts when you saw that?
No, I agree with you. I think that when you reach the point of making other people feel bad for something that they can't change,
Right.
then that is something that should not happen. You should really readjust what your priorities are because you shouldn't be making anyone feel less than just because of their height. I think that you and I probably because we are kind of average height. I'm 5'9". How tall are you?
5'11".
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you're taller than me. You're almost 6 foot, bitch. You're in the upper echelon.
I mean,
But yeah,
anyways.
I think that we have kind of, I would say, a perspective advantage because we can go taller or go shorter, and it
Correct.
won't really be too much of a big deal. But I think that if you are taller than like 6'4" or 6'5", then that is something that you kind of take into in more you take more of a you have more of a mindset of who is shorter and who is taller when it comes to dating and things of that nature. Because just I don't know, I feel like if I were taller, I would think it would be a little bit awkward to date somebody shorter. But when you make somebody feel bad about their height, then I think that that's horrible. And also, you never know what could happen because I was on Instagram the other day and there was a 6'2" guy that said he's gonna start dating guys that are 5'9" and shorter because
Oh.
as long as the thing is thinging, and meaning as long as the penis is good, he's with it. So,
Yeah, it's just such a
you'd
weird
be
thing to
surprised.
yeah, I mean, there's no need for that. People can't help what height they are. You could politely say, "Listen, I'm not into it right now," and leave it at that. The other thing I'll say is we were gonna do another story, we'll probably do it on our next episode
Mhm.
next week, but about dick size, and there's been guys on the apps that are related to that story that have turned people down because they had a smaller dick than they were accustomed to.
Yeah.
And I don't tend to meet people on the apps that way. I meet them in person and I meet people of all dick sizes because you don't know. It's like, it's a surprise. It's a present for me every time I meet somebody and I go
Oh.
home with them or I go into a bathroom stall. and they,
Let's be real.
and I unwrap it, and it is what it. And listen, I'm more into chemistry and that sexual like connection that you get. I have said before on this show that I am, yeah. If I had to think about it, I'm a size queen. But
Mhm.
the reality of what I end up doing and what turns me on in the moment, it's been all sizes of
It
dick
runs
sizes.
the
I've had
gamut. I
great
agree with you.
it's never been one size at all. That's just something that, yeah, if I'm scrolling around on the internet, I'm going to look for that. But I've gotten that when I've met people. I've gotten mid-sized and great sex all around. It's about the animal attraction in that moment that I can
Ooh.
have. And now I'm exploring different sides of my sexuality. So there's that often have nothing to do with the dick at all. It's, I'll grab someone's hand and like make them slap my face. And well, anyway,
Oh.
we don't have enough
Oh.
time for that.
This sounds like a whole nother show you got going on
I
there, Steve.
know. But let's stay on target. And did you have one more thing to say?
I just want to read
Yeah.
these watch your comments. Eli says he is 6'3" and a half. Okay, you better put the half in there. It counts.
Eli.
And his boyfriend is 5'7" and a half, and he finds that the height difference is very hot. So for all those tall people out there, just to let you know that the height difference could be very, very hot, according to Eli. And Xavier says, try being a short gay at a circuit party. You're basically covered in nipples and sweat from others. But Madonna is
Ooh.
5'2" and she's fierce.
Okay. There you go.
Love it.
Madonna's always leading us through life's predicaments with a glass of champagne. I
That's
love it.
right, honey.
Well, it is time for our favorite segment, and we do this almost every Wednesday night, and it's called Thirst Trap, and it's produced by StraightUpGayPorn.com. They always ask the question out. This week, it's out of 21 gay porn stars. They ask the question, who took the best photo or video? Kodi, I don't know if you could put it in our chat for our live
Already done,
audience.
baby. Already done.
Awesome. It will be up on TAGSPodcast.com. We encourage you to vote because that's the whole point of this straight up gay porn scenario that we're about to tell you about. And we're basically, in addition to being a video podcast, we're an audio podcast. But for our audio fans, it's our job to vividly describe who got our fancy. Excuse me, too many
Mhm.
margaritas. Um, who was your favorite, Kodi, and
Well,
why?
first of all, I would like to say I think we're getting better and better at judging these thirst traps because
Judging. Are we
I know.
judging?
I mean, Judge Judy and Judge. Judge, what's
Yeah. I'm leave it at Judy. I love her.
Yeah, we're both Judge Judy's in this point. Okay. All right. I know that I picked the number two, and I feel like I have a sixth sense about this that I feel like you picked the number one, honestly. Okay.
Okay.
So that being said, the number two and my pick for this week is Paul Cassidy. He is so adorable.
Oh.
He is completely naked in a jacuzzi he's got like fake blue water and the lights are blue and it's just amazing. And he's standing with his arms crossed and his big fat dick hanging
Ooh.
just above the water's crest. Look, and he's looking pensively in the jacuzzi water. And I just know he's thinking deep thoughts right over there. So
I love
I
that.
love it. I love the picture. He's so cute. So, yes, who is your pick for this week?
Well, I just looked, I voted and then I looked at where mine went, and he's number one.
I knew it.
His name is L-O-C Rios.
I knew it.
He is lying back with the fattest cock in this picture. His legs are spread. You just see the thighs. You do see his beautiful puckered up hole. He has just the right amount of hair on his ass. Not too much, not too little.
Yep.
His lips are just puckered. He's got a great beard. And he has it looks like a Pikachu.
I think it's Pikachu.
And I
I'm
love
pretty
Pikachu.
sure.
Little hat on. And, he's giving sex appeal looking into the camera. It's luscious. I tend to often do, which I did today, is go on, if you click on the link to your vote, it can also pull up their Twitter account if they have one. And I was so struck with him. He's Mexican, which,
Oh,
I'm all about
yeah.
my roots. And
Yes.
I was loving that. And he gets fucked a lot by huge dicks,
Oh,
and his facial expressions really are amazing and seductive, and I'm all about him. So I followed him, and he's on my radar right now as one of my favorites. So yeah.
nice. I got to check him out. He's hot.
Absolutely. Eli chose Lacrios as well. I love it. Yeah, good thing. You guys can vote too at TAGSPodcast.com. We thank you for playing, and we thank you for listening on our live night here. We got to wrap this up, Kodi.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, because we're making this show short a little bit. Kodi would have us go into the next hour.
I know, right? I'd be like, let's go to 10:30, girl. Let's go.
And here I am learning about the best practices of podcasting 6 years later. So, anyways, I have lots to share with you. So much fun. You can always follow Kodi on Instagram, as he is a life coach. Follow him at KMD Coaching. Follow his personal account at Mr. Maurice. Mr. Maurice. You can follow me at _Steve V. And see some things from Vegas here in Puerto Vallarta and my cruise. I'm going to try and tell a story as I'm in this 3-part travel moment that I'm going through. I am _Steve V. Of course, follow the show at Tags Podcast, and that's across all social media platforms: the TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Tags Podcast. Go to TAGSPodcast.com for show notes and more. Thanks, guys. So much fun. And in the meantime, continue having hot,
Hot
gay
gay
sex.
sex.
Yes.